Hello and welcome to TV25 sports coverage of the state's semi-final game between the Hazlet Vikings and the Trenton Trojans. This is the biggest game in Hazlet High School football history, and today they play for a trip to the Pontiac Silverdome. Both teams come into today's game at 11-0. We're playing on neutral turf at Jackson High Stadium, and I do mean turf. This is the first game that the Vikings have played on an artificial surface all year, and they are rip-roaring and ready to go today, Jeff.
Yeah, the Vikings, they got all their new turf shoes, and they've been practicing over at MSU the past couple weeks to get ready for this turf, and they look ready.
Yes, the Vikings have had a much different practice schedule than in weeks past. They've been spending time at Duffy Doherty over at MSU to prepare for this game on a turf. And the Vikings, coming off a very emotional come-from-behind victory last week over Romulus. Hazlet was down by numbers of over 20 points at one point during the game and came back late in the second half, forcing overtime, went into double overtime and won. So Hazlet coming off a big victory, and you have to think that they do feel confident coming into today's game, Jeff.
Yeah, they got to feel confident after knowing that they can come back, and they got to look to get a better start in this game, though, against Trenton. And Trenton's had a tough road to get here, too, as last week they beat Orchard Lake St. Mary's, who was ranked #1 throughout the whole year in Class BB, and they won that game 20-16, so Trenton's just as ready.
Well, one of the things that the Vikings have to do, the most important thing today, is they've got to run the football. The wing tee offense is set up in such a way that if you're not able to run, then you're not going to get the ball moving, and Hazlet's got to get the job done on the ground today.
And that's what we saw when Hazlet was making their comeback last week, is the running game really got opened up. The offensive line started making huge holes for Logan and Peter and Steve, and the backs just ran right through and picked up a lot of yards in that fourth quarter.
Another part of that Hazlet offense was Nick Scheibler ran the ball a lot last week and showed that he has some speed and is very good at being able to run the ball. The Vikings also put in some interesting pass plays, including a trick play at the end of the game of the hook and ladder, and they've showed that their offense is more versatile than they've led on through the entire year, and I'm sure that Trenton has studied that tape and has come up with some sort of a defensive scheme to try to stop this Hazlet offense. Now, as for the Trenton offense, Jeff, they like to throw the ball a lot. They line up with 2 and 3, sometimes 4 wide receiver sets, and they can throw the ball, and if the Vikings allow them to, they will throw all day, because the Vikings had some defensive problems last week. They let Romulus get a lot of deep balls, and the Viking defense has got to come up and make the stops here today, Jeff.
Yes, the Viking defense is going to have to come up big, but the real story of this game is Trenton's defensive line versus Hazlet's offensive line, as Trenton's got one of the best rush defenses in the state this year, and Hazlet's got one of the best rushing offenses in the state. So we're going to have to see who wins the war of the line, and that'll probably decide today's winner.
All right, we're going to get a quick look at the end of the game last week here. There was that trick hook and ladder play we talked about, and that was the play that really allowed the Vikings to win the game. Romulus wasn't ready for it, but to start things off today, the Vikings are going to be kicking off to the Trojans. J.J. Danhoff is the man kicking, and I can't see who's back deep to receive. It looks like number 86, Steve Petraus. So we are ready to go here from Jackson High School. The opening kick is going to take a bounce at the 25. Roll into the hands of one of the Trenton Nutmen, and he's rocked by number 55, Brandon Harden. Brought down at the 29-yard line. Great start there for the Vikings, getting a big hit right away.
That's excellent coverage all year by the Vikings, and they showed it again right there.
Yeah, one of the things that Hazlet has focused a lot more on this year is their special teams, and it showed. Quarterback for Trenton is number 11, Stephen Kettler. Man goes in motion to the left. He's got 2 wide receivers, but he's going to hand it off. And the running back looks like number 31, Kevin Clark, moves through Viking defenders before he's finally brought down.
Good hard run there by Clark as he broke a few tackles and picked up 9 yards.
Yeah, Hazlitt's really got to wrap up. That was one of the problems they had last weekend against Fred Russell, is they weren't able to wrap him up and finally bring him down. Got twins to the right, 1 split left, and a pro formation backfield. Man goes in motion again. And they fake the run, go to the pass, and he's wide open. Completed to number 15, Brandon Redley. And a good throw there by Kettler as Redley came wide open right over the middle of the field. And a good play there by Cahill to get off his man and go over there to make the stop.
And it didn't look like Hazlitt had anybody on him that time, maybe a little zone coverage, and he got him between a few defenders, and there was no one over there.
Yeah, blown coverage there by Hazlitt. Something was wrong in that defensive backfield. Well, Trenton. There's another look at that play. Cahill bringing him down. Kettler throwing again. Wide receiver screen to number 2, Hamilton.
Fumble.
He fumbled. It's recovered by Hazlitt at the 41-yard line.
Looked like Wayne Butler on the recovery there.
Big play there by the Vikings, getting a turnover right away. And it'll be 1st and 10 Vikings. So here comes that Hazlitt offense. Let's see if this Trenton run defense is up to the task today, Jeff. This is not an easy offense to stop. A lot of trickery. And Trenton is not going to play honest. They've got all their men up close. No one is back deep. Scheibele is going to give it to Ehrig. Ehrig on a sweep to the right-hand side. Cuts it upfield. 6 yards on the play for the Vikings.
So Trenton packs it inside, and Hazlitt goes outside with Peter Ehrig on a little sweep there.
It's a great way to start out your drive, Jeff.
Nice play call there as Hazlitt obviously expected Trenton to guard the middle a little bit more.
Scheibele settles in, and looks like the give was to Ehrig again. This time he'll be wrapped up and brought down after a gain of only about a yard. It's going to bring up 3rd down, 4 yards to go for the Vikings. Now, they showed that they could throw last week, Jeff. Do you think that they might go to the air in this situation?
I don't know. It's a little early for Hazlitt. Usually I like to establish a running game a little bit more, but...
You'd hate to go 3 and out at this point, though, after the turnover.
And Scheibele's got a great arm, so we'll see.
And Scheibele's going to keep it to the right-hand side. Pushed out of bounds, but I believe he got the 1st down from where they mark it. Great play there by Nick to hold the ball out and get over that marker.
Nick showed last week that he's a very, very hard runner when he gets on the outside, and he's not going to go down easy. And he went to pick up the 1st down there, and he got it. And Hazlitt moves on.
Great running there as one of the Trenton defenders was not fooled, and Nick still managed to pick up that 1st down. First down, 10 yards for the Vikings. And he gave it to Barnhart. Barnhart uncovers on the right-hand side, cuts back to the 40, brought down by 3 Trenton players inside the 35-yard line. Nick Marth was the man that finally brought him down.
So it looks like up to now that Hazlitt's offensive line is winning the battle right now, and they're opening some good-sized holes for the backs to get through, and the Hazlitt's backs are picking up good yards.
So 1st down for the Vikings as they've established this running game right away here. Scheibele with a long count. Gives it to Shepard. Shepard powers off that left-hand side. Picks up about 5. Hazlitt just like a machine here right away, Jeff.
It looks like Hazlitt's going to come out and just establish the run and make Trenton stop him here.
They're really pushing him back right now. Gives it to Barnhart again. Barnhart inside the 20-yard line. First down for the Vikings. Boy, he's uncovering really early, though, Jeff. He's bringing that ball out a little, maybe too soon.
Maybe a little bit, but when you're trying to make moves there, it's tough to keep the ball in on your belly there. And there's some big holes up for Logan there early, and usually we see Logan get stopped a little bit early, and then a few plays later, a few carries later, he'll pick up big yards.
So the Vikings in the Trenton red zone with a first down, and they're going to give it to Shepard. He uncovers on the left-hand side, the 10, the 5, touchdown, Steve Shepard. The Vikings go up 6-0 right away. Great run by Shepard.
Huge hole there off the left side, and a lot of green, and Shepard just saw the big blue end zone and ran right into it. Hazlitt's going to get on the board first here.
And the Vikings on the first drive march 60 yards and punch the ball in. J.J. Danhoff to attempt the extra point for the Vikings. He had some problems kicking last week, but usually things are okay for him.
So Hazlitt uses the fumble recovery to its advantage and marches right down and puts one in the end zone, and the turnover really hurt Trenton there.
Big time, Jeff. There's the kick. It's up, and it's good. So the Vikings 7, the Trojans nothing. Here's another look at that run by Shepard at the very end of it. He just got the corner, and there was no one there that was going to catch him. We've talked about Shepard's power, and it's not often that he shows his speed, but right there he just exploded, and none of those Trenton guys were going to deny him the end zone.
Shepard is very, very quick when he gets to the outside, and he showed it there.
So this Trenton defensive line may not be what it's cracked up to be, Jeff. Although it is
either that or the Hazlitt offensive line doesn't get enough credit, and they've been opening up holes all year, and they do another great job on that drive.
So Danhoff is going to kick, and 86 Steve Petraus is back deep to receive for the Trojans. Here we go, Danhoff. Kick. Bounces off a player, and then it's taken up at about the 20-yard line by number 6, Nick Marth. But he'll be brought down just getting past his own 30-yard line, and that's where the Trenton offense will go to work. Now, Jeff, Trenton has showed that they are able to move the ball. So Hazlitt, I think their only problem defensively in that first possession was their coverage.
Yeah, Hazlitt's secondary is going to have to get a little bit better coverage than they had on that one throw, and they didn't have anybody within 5 yards of number 15, Brandon Reddy, when he caught that ball, and they're going to have to pick up guys a little bit better than that if they expect to stop the Trenton Trojans here.
Trenton comes out. We've got an official timeout, probably equipment or something. Actually, they're inspecting the ball. Not sure exactly what's going on here, Jeff. They're talking to the ball boy down on the far sideline. Maybe Trenton had the ball they didn't want. Hazlitt usually uses a leather ball as opposed to rubber. And that could be the difference right here. So it looks like we're ready to go here. Trenton with twins to the right, one receiver. Excuse me, twins to the left, one to the right, and a single back. Drops back to throw, looking left side, got a man open. Cahill is there, and it goes through the hands of number 7, Mike Fisher. As Cahill got up there and got a hand on it, Fisher was unable to catch it off the rebound.
So good coverage there, but also very well thrown ball there by Steve Kettler, and he put it right on the money. Cahill just got his hands up and got a little bit of a hand on the ball, and it interfered with the receiver just a little bit there.
Kettler's shown that he's able to throw the football. And they come out in the same set here. Actually, they've got an I formation backfield in this situation. Kettler gives it to the tailback, and he is wrapped up and brought down by that Hazlitt defensive line after picking up about 2 yards on the play. It's going to bring up a 3rd and long.
Looked like Jimmy Mulholland got there first, and he's been an exceptionally solid player for Hazlitt all year long. He always makes big plays and never really gets caught in a bad situation.
Trenton on 3rd down and 8. Kettler looking to throw. Throws over to number 3. It's complete. He'll finally be brought down as the Vikings finally converge on him, but Mark Straub caught the ball for a Trenton 1st down in Hazlitt territory.
So it looks like Hazlitt is playing zone coverage here with Trenton, and there's been a lot of open areas, and you see Kettler drop back here and throw it, and number 3, Mark Straub, is wide open there, and they're finding holes in this zone, Evan. If they can keep doing that, they'll keep moving the ball down the field here.
Twins to the right, 1 split left, I formation backfield. Kettler checking with one of his receivers and fakes the handoff, option left. And it looks like Cahill made the play on the Hazlitt sideline as the run went to number 15, Brandon Ridley. He picked up a good 4 yards on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd down and 6 for the Trojans.
Good open field tackle there by Nathan as he went low and took out Redley's legs there and made a nice tackle.
I was really impressed with the way that Kettler played that. He held onto the ball just long enough so that the Hazlitt players would converge on him and then pitched it to his back. Great sense of timing. Kettler, they're going to run it again. This time it goes to number 31, Kevin Clark, and he is extremely close to a 1st down. Let's see where they mark it. Yes, he's got it. At the Viking 37-yard line. 1st down and 10.
So Trenton's offense comes right back and starts moving the ball down the field, and Hazlitt's defense is going to have to find something and come up with a stop here.
Yeah, Trenton's offense seems that they can run the ball pretty effectively and that they can throw even better. We'll see. Kettler, twins to his right, 1 split left, and he's got an I formation behind him. He's going to hand it to the tailback, wrapped up behind by Jimmy Mulholland and Wayne Butler. He may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage if he was lucky.
So Jimmy Mulholland gets great penetration there from his defensive end spot and comes up with a nice play.
One of the interesting things about the crowd here tonight, Jeff, is that we've got people from everywhere. I saw a couple fellas come in with Williamston jackets. I see Bath jackets around, and a lot of people from just around the Lansing and Hazlitt area have come to watch this team play.
It's a full stadium today.
2nd down, 9 yards to go. And he hands it off to the tailback again, and he'll be brought down by number 30, Ben Murray. And Trenton not able to run here all of a sudden. And they're going to have a 3rd and long.
So Trenton will probably go to the air in this situation, as we've seen them do earlier in this game, excuse me.
Almost no doubt about it. And Kettler's shown that he has a very strong arm, and you never know if they may take a shot at the end zone here. Kettler's got 3 wide receivers. 4 now as one goes in motion. They've got grips to the right. That's where he's going to look the whole way. He's got 1 man. Screen pass. Great call. And number 31, Kevin Clark refuses to be brought down as he gets down to the 17-yard line. And Jeff, I never would have expected a screen pass in that situation.
Very, very nice call there as offensive line let a few people come through, and Kettler very patient and waited for his receiver to get open and made a nice throw. And as we see, Kettler and Butler gets through a little bit, but then there's 31, and he gets wrapped up here, but he just keeps picking up yards, and Hazlett's going to have to make that tackle earlier.
I don't know if I've ever seen a screen pass called with 4 wide receivers. Now they've just got twins to the right, 1 tight end at an I formation backfield. They're going to give it. No, Kettler keeps it. Running inside the Hazlitt 10, picked up about 8 or 9 yards on the play. I thought he gave it to his fullback, but he kept it. Good fake there.
So Trenton shows the ability to run the option, as we've seen him try before, or not too many yards, but they pick up about 8 yards on that play, and they're inside the Hazlitt 10-yard line here.
Yes, trying to even up the score with the Vikings. Trojans come out in the same set. Vikings playing up tight. Kettler fakes the handoff to his tailback, under pressure, throws, end zone, intercepted by Nathan Cahill at the 1-yard line. We've talked about turnovers all year, and the Viking defense has always come up when the time is right. They come up with the big turnovers. And a big play there by Cahill as the ball was grossly underthrown by Kettler, and Cahill took full advantage of it.
As we see, Kettler here under a little bit of pressure, throws an ill-advised pass. Cahill with great coverage, and it's just an easy catch there for Nathan once he gets up in the air.
It looked like it was intended for number 88, Jonathan Klarchik, but he had no chance on the play. So Hazlitt at their own 1-yard line, backed up pretty fierce here. And Shively's going to try to sneak it, and Trenton coming up real close. Shively moved it forward about a yard or so.
And Hazlitt's definitely going to want to pick up a first down if they are going to have to punt on this drive. They do not want to punt from their own end zone. It'll give Trenton very, very good field position. So Hazlitt's going to have to move the ball in this situation.
Well, Hazlitt's been backed up a lot this year because a lot of their opponents have turned the ball over deep in Hazlitt territory, but Barnhart's going to be brought down right at the line of scrimmage, and this is going to bring up a tough 3rd down situation for the Vikes.
Be interesting to see what the call is here, as you would think pass, but in this kind of situation, backed up this deep, it'd be tough to call a pass.
I don't think I'll expect any trickery out of the Vikings here. Shepard is wing to the right, though. And Shively's give, I think, was to Ehrig, and he didn't have any room. And we've got an injured player on the field. Appears to be a Trenton player.
Hopefully nothing serious.
I can't see the number from here. Looks like a knee. The injured player down appears to be number 77, George Oldham. Couldn't quite tell what happened on the play, and there's a look at the Hazlitt sideline at Lusky, along with quarterback Nick Shively.
I'd like to congratulate Nick. He was a player of the week this week for the Lansing State Journal.
He's been playing some great football, and Oldham is going to be helped off here.
And hopefully he'll be all right.
There's another look at Shively with that wild haircut of his. So Mark Stocker is going to punt for the Vikings out of his own end zone. Now the problem in this situation is that if the snap should go awry and over Stocker's head,
it's a safety.
It's a safety for Trenton. Now, Jeremy Telfor has done a great job snapping all year, but on an artificial surface and weather that's pretty cold here today, you never know what could happen.
There's Mark getting ready for the punt, and Trenton's most likely going to get the ball with very, very good field position in this situation.
Back
here.
deep to receive is Mark Straub, and he's standing at his own 35, the Hazlitt 35-yard line, rather. And it looks like they're going to pressure this punt. There is no one back, and Stocker barely gets it off. It's going to take a big Hazlitt bounce, and Straub unwisely takes it at the 40. Not a smart play there, Jeff. You don't, when the Hazlitt coverage team is that close to you, you really don't want to touch a bouncing football.
Not a very smart play, but it worked out in his favor as he picked up about 6-7 extra yards there for Trenton, but not smart there by Straub, and usually see returners let that one go.
So the Trojans will have the ball deep in Hazlitt territory to start this drive out. Looks like we've got a face mask call coming here on the sideline. Not sure if it's of the 5 or 15-yard variety here. It's against the Vikings. And from the way the officials are moving the ball, it was a 15-yard call, and that's a big difference because Trenton now will be starting at the Hazlitt 22-yard line. Can't ask for better field position than that, Jeff.
No, it's a great position for Trenton to start in. And they've moved the ball very well, and we'll see if they put in the end zone or pass this defense comes up with a stop.
Hazlitt just can't afford those kind of penalties in a game like this. Kettler hands the ball off right up the middle to Clark. And Clark picked up 2, maybe 3 yards in the play. Jimmy Mulholland and Ben Murray helping out on the stop.
So this will bring up about a 2nd and long 7, 2nd and 8 here for Trenton.
Trenton really wanting to capitalize on this situation. They turned the ball over the first 2 times they've had it. And they're down by a touchdown. Kettler sends a man in motion to his right. Drops back, throws immediately, screen to the left-hand side to Straub. Cahill was there. Straub still picks up about 4 or 5 yards on the play. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and about 3 yards to go.
Very good timing there by Nathan as he hit the receiver immediately as he caught the ball and didn't allow him to pick up any extra yards.
So 3rd down for Trenton. Don't be surprised if they throw another screen pass or maybe go to the option here. Kettler showed that he has some speed and a lot of experience running that option. He's got an I formation behind him with twins to the right. They're going to give it to the tailback. Cuts it up, and I don't think he got it, Jeff.
It's going to be very, very close, and
Redley carrying the ball, and he was stopped, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. So they're going to let the quarter run out, and Kettler's going to go talk with his coaches, but at the end of 1, it's Hazlitt 7 and Trenton nothing.
So we'll have to see if Trenton is going to kick a field goal here, if they're going to try to get the 1st down. As we've seen, they got the ability to move the ball, and we haven't seen their kicker yet today. But I'm sure on a team that's 11-0, they've got a pretty good kicker.
The Vikings have got to be pleased with the way, especially their defense has played here in this 1st quarter. Getting 2 turnovers from Trenton. But they've got to be somewhat concerned because they've been able to move the ball pretty effectively. Except for they've kind of stalled out here on this drive.
It's kind of like what we saw a couple weeks ago with Hazlitt. Middleville moved the ball very, very well. And they'd get down within the red zone. And Hazlitt would come up with a turnover. And Middleville was never able to put in the end zone. We'll see if the defense can keep that up or if Trenton going to be able to put one in the end zone here early in the 2nd quarter. Looks like they're going to go for it here.
So 4th and short for the Trojans. Kettler Option play, goes on the ground. Barely covered up by Redley as Cahill pounced on him right away, but Trenton's going to give the ball right back to Hazlitt, and that's got to be really disappointing for them as they started at the Hazlitt 22-yard line and were unable to come up with anything.
So Hazlitt's defense answers the call after bad punt situation and bad penalty and makes up a stop. And here we go. Kettler
looked like he was struck on the play by Mulholland, and that might have been what caused the bad pitch to the running back.
So once again, Mulholland comes up with a big play for the Hazlitt defense.
So the Vikes, and left end jumped off sides. Number 83, Pat Saltzgaber, was the man moving early, so that'll bring Hazlitt back to a first down and 15-yard situation. Saltzgaber, the man to catch the game-winning, actually game-tying pass last week against Romulus.
So Hazlitt backed up deep in their own territory here.
Shively gives it to Shepard, uncovers, he's got room to the 30, the 35, stiff arms a man out near the 45-yard line. No flags as he was continually hit after he got out of bounds, but a great run there by Shepard as he has really been the workhorse for the Vikings so far today. He's already got one touchdown, and he wouldn't be surprised if he picks up another.
So Shepard, once again, as we got a replay here, as he gets the ball and gets through the hole and then bounces it outside and just shows his speed there and to the outside and picks up about 40 yards there on the, or about 30 yards on the play, sorry.
So Hazlitt moving it out close to midfield. Shively's going to give it to Barnhart. Barnhart brought down by two Trenton players, but not before he got 4 yards. Some strong running there by Logan. So the backs almost changing roles here. Logan doing a lot of tough running, and Shepard really being able to find the open field so far today.
But nevertheless, Hazlitt's offensive line's opening up holes, and they're moving it down the field.
Shepard's actually lined up at fullback. He's usually at one of the wingbacks, but they're going to pitch it to Barnhart to the right-hand side. Skips forward to a Hazlitt first down.
Good cutback running there by Logan as he didn't allow the defense to know where he was going to go as he made many cuts outside and inside there to pick up the first down.
Great running there by Barnhart. Really showing quick feet. So first and 10 for the Vikings, moving the ball against Trenton. And this highly touted defensive line for Trenton has yet to really hammer the Vikings. And Shively keeps it, and he's got all kinds of daylight. The 40, Harden levels a man. 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Shively. All alone on the left-hand side.
Holy
and what
cow.
a block he got there from number 55, Brandon Harden. He just leveled one of the Trenton defensive backs, and Hazlitt goes up 13-0.
I believe it was number 12, Nate Whaley, that got hammered by Harden. He just absolutely leveled him. That was a punishing block, and that opened up Shively for the touchdown. Holy cow.
Harden was going to try to move on to get another man, and it appeared like the defensive back grabbed onto him, but there's a look at Shively running for that Viking touchdown.
What a block, though, Ev.
There's the kick. It's up, and it's good. The officials conferred. Hazlitt 14, Trenton nothing. Here's another look at this. Now watch as Shively moves out to the left-hand side. And as you can see, the man on the ground was the guy that just got ran over by the Harden freight train. And Shively ran into the end zone untouched.
So Hazlitt's offense moves the ball right down the field on a few big plays and put Trenton in a little bit of a hole here. It's 14-0 with just under 11 minutes left in the second quarter.
So Danhoff getting set to kick again for the Vikings. That offense has just looked explosive. Here we go. Kick is squibbed on the ground, and it'll be taken by Marth again. Had a little bit of room before Chris Boyce brought him down at the 41-yard line.
Nice tackle there by Boyce, as he had a little bit more daylight if he gets through that hole.
Yeah, it was a good thing Boyce wrapped up and made the play, because otherwise Marth might have been gone. So the Vikings, despite being up 14-0, know that this game is in no means over. Still in the second quarter, and even though the Vikings have a lot of momentum and seem to have this game pretty much in hand if they keep playing this way, but they know from last week that anything can happen in a playoff game.
You gotta look at Logan there.
So Trenton coming out with two wide receivers. Pro formation backfield. One of the men goes in motion. Kettler's going to throw. The big man puts it down the middle, and Fisher with a great leaping catch as the ball was thrown high, and it's a good thing Fisher brought that down, because if he didn't, one of the Vikings safeties might have been able to pick that one off.
So it looks as though if Trenton stays to the air, they're just going to keep moving the ball right down the field, and Hassett secondary is going to have to come up with something here to cover up those receivers.
Trenton just really showing that they have great ability to go to the air.
You get another look here is Kettler with a nice catch there by number 7, Mike Fisher.
Kettler's going to throw again. Play action to the far sideline, underthrown. Barnhart almost had a shot at it. But one of the advantages for Steve Kettler is that he's 6'5", and he can see over all the linemen and throw the ball very well.
Yes, he's a very big quarterback, and but he has very good speed, as we've seen him run the option.
Despite weighing in at 225 pounds, Kettler has shown that he can run the ball. But Trenton's got a 2nd down and 10 from the Viking 44. Twins to the left-hand side, one split to the right. Kettler dropping back to throw, pressured from Mulholland, finally brought down. 64 Stocker was there, and so was number 32, Stephen Shepard. So Shepard, a star on both ends of the field as he runs for a touchdown and then picks up a sack.
Jimmy Mulholland there with another great penetration as he came from the outside very, very quickly. As we see here, Mulholland comes to the outside, gets Kettler wrapped up, and then Shepard and Stocker finish off the job.
Makes it a lot easier to bring a man down when Shepard and Stocker arrive. Two big, strong men for the Vikings. You've got a field correspondent here at Jackson High today, Allison Hewitt. We're going to go down to her. Allison.
I'm Allison Hewitt here with your sideline report, and with us here we have two extra-spirited seniors, Marissa Adam and Jesse Waldy. Marissa, can you tell us a little bit about your trip here this morning?
Yeah, well, we woke up this morning at 8 o'clock, had a tailgate at Jesse's house, you know, got pumped up with a little sugar and some donuts, and then we drove up here, and the traffic was really, really bad, but it was well worth it.
Okay, and can you guys tell us a little bit about your predictions for today's game?
Well, definitely we're going to win, definitely, but, you know, I think we're going to win by 7. I think that Trenton is just a small little bump on the road to the dome for the Vikings.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. Back to you, Evan and Jeff.
All right, thank you very much for those extremely soft sentiments from the sideline. As we're getting set up for 3rd down, 15 for Trenton. Kettler is going to throw, looking to his left. Fires shy of the 1st down, but it's caught by number 3, Straub. And it looked like they may have been trying for a hook and ladder play of their own, but things didn't work out.
This Hassett's defense converged quickly after number 3 there. Mark Straub caught the ball.
Here's another look at that play. Kettler looking to his left the entire time, fires to Straub, and then you can't see, but behind Straub was another man that might have been able to complete the hook and ladder play. But it's going to be 4th down. About 7 yards to go from the Viking 40. And Trenton, down by 2 touchdowns, is going to go for it. And you can hear the crowd. Twins to the right. One split left. Kettler with a lone back in the backfield. Fakes the pitch. Throwing it far side. It's caught. Number 7, Mike Fisher, pulls it in. And a great pass there by Kettler. As he might have been able to lead him a little bit more, but put it pretty much right on the money. And Trenton picks up their first down at the Viking 20-yard line.
So Kettler using his height to his advantage there, and throws a very nice ball up over the defense, and Trenton keeps moving the ball down the field here, using the pass.
Well, Kettler's got 2 splits to the left, 1 to the right for the Trenton first down. They've been down here 3 times today, Jeff, and still have yet to come back with anything. Here they go. And he's going to hand it off right up the middle to number 31, Kevin Clark. And he is finally brought down after he picks up a good 4 yards on the play. Trotter was the man to make the stop. Trenton starting to show some more life on the offensive side of the ball, Jeff.
The last drive was very, very stalled there as they got the ball well into Hazlitt territory and came up with nothing.
The Viking defense getting ready to toughen up, but the play is to the corner of the end zone, and it's caught. Touchdown. Cahill stumbled, and Mark Straub caught the ball for the Trenton touchdown. And it was a great pass from Kettler, and Cahill just appeared to lose his footing in the end zone.
Very nice ball there and a little bit of a fade route, and Kettler continues to deliver the ball right where his receivers need it to catch the ball there.
We had a near late substitution there, but here goes Trenton. They're going to kick. Straub's going to hold, and they put the kick down, and it sailed in. It looked to me like it might have been going wide to the left, but it makes it in. So Hazlitt leading 14-7 now. Here's another look at the touchdown pass. Watch as Kettler just throws it up, and Cahill stumbles there at the 5-yard line, and that cost him, as it was perfectly placed by Kettler.
You got to look at that Hazlitt crowd there with a Heart of Steel sign.
So Trenton finally getting on the board after stumbling a couple times inside that Hazlitt 20. And it looks like getting set to kick for Trenton down there. Looks like number 2, Robert Hamilton. Hamilton made that last extra point. And back deep to receive for the Vikings are Eric and Barnhart, and they're having trouble seeing into the sun. But they are just going to have to deal with it at this point. The Vikings used to playing under the lights. And an interesting kickoff setup is they've got one man faced the opposite direction, but the kick's going to come down to Eric, and he catches it without a problem at his 17. Looking to go up the middle wedge, spins off one man, brought down at about the 34, 35-yard line.
It's a good field position to start this drive for Hazlitt, and we've seen them move the ball very, very well to this point, and we'll see if Trenton's made any adjustments to try to stop this Hazlitt offense.
First down and 10 for the Vikings. This offense has looked unstoppable here in the first half of play. Shively's going to give it. I think the play went to Barnhart.
Looked like Shepard on the carry there, Evan.
Actually, Shepard had it. He moves forward for about 2 or 3 yards. The sun beginning to peek out here. It is a pretty good day for football here. It's a little bit cloudy, but there's no rain and no snow, so you really couldn't ask for a better day here in late November to play a football game. So the ball at the 38-yard line of Trenton for the Vikings' second down. And it looked like Shepard on the carry again, and not much room there again for the Vikings. That Trenton defense tightening down a little bit. And Hazlitt may be forced to go to the air on this play.
So Trenton's defense looks like they picked up a little spark when the offense scored a touchdown there, and Feld has it to 2 yards in the last 2 carries here.
Third and long. Shively gives it to Barnhart. Barnhart uncovers, trying to stretch, but no amount of stretching is going to get him the first down, as he is a good 3 yards shy, and the Viking punt team comes onto the field.
So Trenton's defense comes up with a stop after their offense puts one in the end zone, and Hazlitt's defense going to have to come up with a stop here after this punt.
Stocker gets it off without a problem. It's a high kick. Be taken at about the 25. He didn't whistle for a fair catch, and Cahill just nailed Straub. And a good play there by Nathan, as Straub did not whistle for fair catch, and he was fair game on that play. Cahill took him down, and took him down hard.
Nathan showed great timing there, as he didn't really know when the punt was going to come down, but made the hit right as the receiver caught the ball there.
He was just ready to hit him.
So 6 minutes left in this second quarter. Trenton's offense comes back onto the field. We got a replay as Nathan hits Straub right as the ball comes down.
One of the Trojan players was whistling for a flag, but obviously not going to get it. That play was entirely legal. Twins to the left, one to the right, and an I formation. They're going to give it to the tailback, and there is no room there. Vikings converging on the ball very well, and Brandon Redley could not find any room.
We got a flag thrown there.
Possibly could be a late hit on the Vikings. They are talking to the Viking captain, though. So, oh, nope, they're going to talk with Trenton.
Face mask call there, Evan, and
they're going to march at 15 yards. So these penalties continuing to hurt the Vikings. And this is going to give Trenton a 1st and 10 at the Viking 40-yard line. They can't afford to be giving yards away like this, Jeff.
Yes, Hazlitt's defense is going to have to stop with these penalties, and otherwise Trent's just going to keep moving the ball down the field.
Especially with the way they've been throwing. Same set for Kettler. And he's going to fake the handoff and run. He's got room. Barnhart's going to bring him down, but not before he could pick up a Trojan 1st down at the 46-yard line of the Vikings.
So a good call there with the quarterback draw, and Kettler finds a big hole off to the right side there and picks up a lot of yards for a 1st down.
Good play there by Logan to hit him low, though, because you're not going to bring down a 6'5", 225 quarterback that easily. And here he goes. As you can see, he had all kinds of room. His blocker didn't really get Logan that good, and Logan made a great defensive play there. He's got trips to the left. That's where he's going to look to throw. Completed to number 3, Mark Straub. Forward progress is going to mark him at about a 7 or an 8-yard gain. And they are just tearing up the Hazlitt secondary, Jeff.
Yes, they are. Kettler is just finding receivers wide open and holes in this zone, and Hazlitt's going to have to make some adjustments to stop this passing attack.
Hazlitt's faced adversity in games before, and they've always found a way to win. They're leading by 7 right now, but Trenton beginning to look like they're threatening to score here. They've got trips again to the left. Kettler under pressure this time, though. He will go down back at Brandon Harden, bringing him down, and he's brought back to about his own 46-yard line. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and 10.
So a big play by Harden there is a 2nd and 2 becomes a 3rd and 10 or 11 here, and Hazlitt's defense is going to have to come up with another stop here on this play. Try to get the ball back to the offense.
So the defense coming up with a big play to try to stall this Trenton drive.
About 3.5 minutes left in this first half here, Evan, and
Remember, 15 yards of this drive was provided by a Hazlitt face mask penalty. And here they go, 3rd and long. Kettler throws it over the middle, nearly intercepted by Jimmy Mulholland, and the ball will go down. They'll be forced to punt here. I don't think that they should go for it here with the ball at midfield. Kettler and the troops still on the field, though. Oh, and here comes the punt team.
We got a replay here as Kettler drops back, throws it over the middle. Jimmy Mulholland's right there. He gets his right arm on it there and almost comes up with an interception, but knocks it down, and it's about 4th and 11 here for Trenton. It looks like they're going to punt.
Back deep to receive for the Vikings is Alex Williams, standing at about his own 15-yard line. Snap is high, but it comes down. Lots of pressure from Cahill. May have even gotten a hand on it. The kick's going to drop and take a Trenton bounce, and then it takes a Hazlitt bounce that'll be brought down at the 22-yard line. So the Viking offense, with 3 minutes to work with, has got a first down at their own 23.
So Brandon Harden's play comes up to be the big play stopping that Trenton drive, and Hazlitt's going to get the ball back with more than enough time to put another one in the end zone or possibly get a field goal.
Definitely a drive-stopping sack there by Harden. So Shibley with that regular set is going to give it to, no, he's going to keep it. And brought down at about the 30. Picks up some good yardage there on the play, and it's going to bring up a 2nd down and a long 2.
Get another look at it here. Shibley comes to the outside. Gets hit, but keeps moving. Gets out of bounds there to stop the clock.
There's the run to Ehrig off the right-hand side. He's got a few blockers out in front of him. He was tripped up close to the first down. Looks like he got it. And they'll move the chains. So the Viking offense coming back to life here after being stalled out on that last drive. So 1st and 10, Hazlitt from the from the Hazlitt 34-yard line. Shibley gave it to Barnhart. He's hit 3 or 4 times before they can finally bring him down across the 40-yard line. So Hazlitt will have a 2nd down and 4 yards to go as he picked up some good yardage on that play.
Got to look at the student section there. And the clock continues to run, and it's going to be under 2 minutes before this play gets snapped off, and Hazlitt may be wasting a little bit too much time there.
Still plenty of time for the Vikings, though, with 3 timeouts remaining. But that play is going to be stopped short, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 5.
Hazlitt here with a hurry-up offense.
They've got to get a first down here, though, Jeff. Here they go. Shibley, and gave it on the reverse to Ehrig, still powering forward, and he was hit by one of the Trenton players from behind. That pushed him forward for the first down.
Ehrig was real good, hard running there, and we don't get to see that a lot from Peter, but he can do that if he needs to, and he showed it there.
Did a good job keeping his balance. And the Vikings with a first down. And it's fumbled. Trenton's going to get it at midfield. So Hazlitt will give the ball back to Trenton at the dead of the 50-yard line. It looked like there was a problem between the exchange of Shibley and Shepard. So Trenton, with 1:08 to work with, is going to try to tie this game up.
With the passing attack we've seen, that's more than enough time for Trenton to move the ball and get one in the end zone here.
So here we go. Kettler with 2 wing backs, 1 split left, 1 behind him, and he's going to send a man in motion. Looking to that left side. He's got a screen set up, and they look for the hook and ladder play again, and Straub is just going to take the first down. That's the second time they've tried to go to that today, Jeff.
So it looks like that's a play that they like to use a lot. And we've seen Hazlitt do that last week, but that was on a situation that they needed to use it to get in the end zone and tie it up.
Definitely studying the tape of the Vikings. There's another throw. This one will be caught. He got it. About 9 yards. Straub has been the go-to man for Kettler all day. And he's about a yard shy from the Hazlitt 30-yard line. Trenton with 53 seconds on this clock. Trying to even up the score. The Vikings went up early, 14-0, and Trenton is starting to come back. Kettler looking to throw, going deep. He's got a man. He had beaten Williams, but Mike Fisher was not in position to catch that ball as Kettler placed it a little too far. And it's going to bring up a 3rd and short. Now Trenton, with the timeouts they have remaining, may elect to just run the ball here and try to pick up the first down.
I think you got to pick up first down first before you think get in the end zone here.
You got more time than you do downs in this situation, Jeff. So here we go. Trips to the right, single back, and they're going to throw. Kettler going deep. He's got a man, just overthrows him. Redley was the intended receiver, and I'm not sure I agree with that call, Jeff. This brings you to a 4th down situation now, and you have to pick up the first down.
He was wide open, and Kettler just overthrew him just a little bit there, and we got to look at the new turf shoes that Hazlitt's got.
And the Vikings putting a lot of money into these shoes to play. But if they win this week, they'll go play on artificial turf again next week at the Pontiac Silverdome. And Kettler's going to keep it, and he's got a first down. Good call there. So the clock will stop momentarily for the first down at 40 seconds. Timeout on the field. Actually, it's going to be charged to Trenton. So they elect to take their first timeout here. Trying to discuss what they're going to do here. In case you're just joining us here on TV25, the Vikings leading 14-7. Trenton's got the ball at the Hazlitt 31-yard line with 40 seconds remaining in the first half. Now remember, Jeff, the Vikings will receive to start off the second half of play.
Whichever team comes up with either Hazlitt's defense comes up with a stop or if Trenton gets in the end zone here, the momentum's definitely going to be shifting that way going into the second half.
Redley is split to the right, and he's got 2 men split out to the left. One of them goes in motion. That's Fisher. Kettler. Pump fakes once. He's going to go deep. He's got a foot on Cahill, and he catches it. Touchdown. Mark Straub with the catch. Cahill again right there in position, but he just a perfectly placed ball. And Trenton comes right back into this one. The score is now 14-13 as they're looking to kick the extra point. Ball's put down. Hamilton's kick is good. And we've got a tie ball game here, Jeff.
As Nathan got beat on a nice move there as he went, faked a little button hooker out there and then went deep, and Kettler throws a nice pump fake, and Straub's in the end zone. Tie it up here.
About 3 players ended up there in the long jump pit as well, as that play was right on the sideline. So Hazlitt's 14-point lead is now gone, and we're tied.
So with 34 seconds left here in this first half, it'll be interesting to see if Hazlitt tries to move the ball down the field with 3 timeouts left.
Hamilton's going to kick to either Barnhart or Ehrig. We're both waiting back deep into an extremely bright sun now, as the sun has come and gone all day long. Hamilton's kick, it's going to squib it. It's going to be taken by 40, Ryan Walker. He'll be brought down by about 3 or 4 Trojans.
So Hazlitt's got good field position, and if they want to try to move the ball,
they've got a little bit of time to do it, but with these 3 timeouts, it really makes this a doable thing. They definitely, if they could get the ball in the air or get a big run, could set up for a field goal. See what they elect to do here. They're just going to run it with Barnhart, but he's got tons of room on the right-hand side. Barnhart's at the 50, the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10, 5, touchdown Vikings. So Hazlitt coming right back and taking the lead. No flags. Touchdown Vikings. What a play there. Trenton looking to just get things even up. The end of the first half, the Vikings come with a run off right tackle, and Barnhart just was gone. Here's another look. He's got great blocking, and he just hits that seam, and he's going to outrun 3 Trenton defensive backs as he makes his way to the end zone. Here's Dan Hoff's extra point. Ball is down, it's up, and it's good. No, they say it's no good. Wide to the left. So the Vikings lead is 20-14 with 17.7 seconds remaining in the half.
And Hazlitt comes right back after that Trenton touchdown. A 1-play, 52-yard touchdown drive there as Logan goes around the outside. And Trenton was spread out there a little bit on defense, probably expecting pass, and Hazlitt elects to run it right up the middle, and it works.
So here they go. Dan Hoff to kick. Steve Petrus is the man back deep to receive. Kick is low, bouncing, and it's going to go to the same man again. Number 6, Nick Marth. With 12.5 seconds left, I don't see Trenton doing anything but maybe taking a knee here. Don't want to take any chances at a turnover, especially when Hazlitt scored so quickly right there.
I'm going to have to agree with you on that one, Evan. I see Trenton just down on the ball here and going into halftime down 6.
They send twins out to the left, and they've got an I formation backfield. Trenton doesn't look like they're going to be sitting on anything here. The big quarterback sends a man in motion. Kettler looking to throw. He's got a man open, and the ball is knocked down by Cahill. That is why you don't elect to try to get anything going here. If Cahill picks off that ball, he might be able to get a touchdown there. It's just not really smart coaching there by Trenton. Here's a look at Barnhart stretching out. He's gotten quite a workout today, covering receivers and running the ball. So a second down. Kettler with a man in motion again. Looking to his left. Throws deep. Incomplete. Straub couldn't get there, and 3.2 seconds are left here in the first half.
So now it'll be interesting to see if Trenton goes back to the air again. I expect that they will. doing how they've been doing on this drive.
Taking another shot at the end zone here. Another man in motion. Kettler hands it off. There is no room there. And that is going to be the end of the first half of the state semifinal. The Vikings 20, the Trenton Trojans 14. Hazlitt will go into the locker room with things looking really good. So a good first half of play there by the Vikings. They established that their offense is just not going to be stopped easily. And Trenton's air attack is what is probably going to be the focus of the chalk talk here in the locker room. The Vikings have got to figure out a way to stop them, as they've just really been moving the ball effectively through the air. Came back to tie up the game, and the Vikings stepped right back into it. Well, we're going to go back down to our correspondent, Allison Hewitt. Allison, what have you got for us?
You may or may not have noticed on the feet of some of our Viking players, there's some new shoes this week. Because of the turf fields here at the Jackson High School Stadium, we have purchased some new turf shoes for our players. These were purchased through donations to the Hazlitt Athletic Boosters, and the team is outfitted in Nike and Reebok shoes. And according to athletic booster supporter, Mrs. Shively, the team will be holding on to the shoes as we're going to need them next week and next year. Back to you, Evan and Jeff.
Well, if all goes well for the Vikings, they will definitely be needing those shoes next week. They're hoping to hang on to things here. And I mean, when we're looking at the second half here, Jeff, when the Vikings come back, they're going to get the ball, and if they can get down and score, they can put themselves up by 2 touchdowns again and really put themselves in the driver's seat for the second half.
Yeah, Hazlitt's going to have to establish the run some more of the second half, and we got to look at downtown Jackson there. And Trenton's going to have to stop the run, but Hazlitt's also going to have to stop Trenton's passing attack, and it's lining up to be a great second half.
Definitely be interesting to see what they do. Well, thanks for watching the first half here on TV25 Sports. I'm Evan Woodward for Jeff Mulder. We'll be back with your second half in just a moment. Here's a shot of the city of Jackson here, as this is the site for the state semifinal game between the Vikings of Hazlitt and the Trojans of Trenton. The Vikings came out here in the first half, put 2 touchdowns up right away. Trenton slowly came back in the second quarter and evened up the score with under a minute remaining in the game, in the first half, The Vikings got the ball back, ran 1 play with Barnhart off the right-hand side, and he scored a touchdown. The extra point was missed, however, but the Vikings remain on top 20-14 to start the second half. Hazlitt will get the ball to start things off, Jeff, and another touchdown here could really put Trenton back to get things going here.
Yeah, another touchdown will definitely help the Vikings here, but as we've seen, Hazlitt went up early with a couple touchdowns, 14-0, but Trenton came right back to tie the game, so anything can happen here.
The Viking running game has really been the story so far. They've just absolutely exploded, and Trenton has shown no sign of really being able to effectively stop it. Now, as for the Trenton offense, that passing attack we talked about earlier before we started the game has really been their factor. That's what's driven the ball for them. Their quarterback, Stephen Kettler, has really reminded me of Ryan Leaf. He's very, very big in stature. He can throw the ball very accurately, and he can run. He's an athlete, Jeff. And he's a weapon that really can't be ignored in the second half. The Vikings can't write off Trenton. And it'll be interesting to see what the Vikings did in their secondary to try to stop all the wide receiver screens they've been throwing. They've thrown a lot to Mark Straub, and they've actually tried to do a couple hook and ladder plays, but with minimal success.
Yes, we got to look over here. There's one of the Hazlitt players getting some stretching. And Hazlitt's going to have to be able to stop the passing attack if they want to slow down Trenton here. And We'll see if their defense has made any adjustments, as Trenton's defense is going to have to stop the Hazlet running game. We'll see if they've made any adjustments coming into the second half here.
Mike's getting things set up here as one of the men that's got to be getting tired for Hazlet is Logan Barnhart. He's been playing double duty today at corner and at running back, and has had a couple big runs, but playing really, really good at the running today is number 32, Steve Shepard, as he scored that first Viking touchdown, had another big about 30-yard run. And Eric has played good as well. And let's see where they kick it here. Eric and Barnhart back deep to receive for the Vikes. Robert Hamilton getting set to kick off for the Trojans. Here they go. Kick is away, and it'll be taken by Eric at about the 13. Here comes Peter Eric. Crosses out the 25 and gets to about the 27-yard line. That's where the Viking offense will go to work.
So we'll see if the Vikings can come out and establish that running game again and keep moving the ball down the field like they have been early in the second half, earlier in the game here.
First down, 10 yards to go for the Vikings. Shively with a wing to the left is going to fake the run and go to the air, but he's going to be wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage, brought down about the 15-yard line. And a big sack there from the Trojans. Looked like number 52, Matt Williams, was the man who made the stop for Trenton. So the Vikings go backwards on their first play from scrimmage here in the second half.
So Hazlet comes out with a little bit of a trick. He tries to run a pass play, but Trenton had very, very good coverage on that play.
And he got knocked for a 12-yard loss. And they're going to run it with Barnhart up the middle, and he doesn't have a lot of room.
So Hazlet backed way up on this third down play here. About 3rd and 20 here.
Long ways to go. Just sticking with that basic formation here. And Shively's going to go on the QB keeper to the left-hand side. And he'll be taken down by 2 Trojans after picking up minimal yardage on the play. Hazlet will be forced to punt as they go 3 and out on their first possession in the second half.
So the sack on the pass play ends up hurting Hazlet, and they can't even get back to the original line of scrimmage, and they're going to be forced to punt. That dangerous Trenton offense here, Evan.
It's awfully difficult to pick up a first down when you're a run-based offense and you got a 2nd down and 22. Here's Stocker getting set to punt. Trenton's got some men back there for blocking. The ball is going to take a funny bounce, and it will be taken and fumbled. But, oh, number 3, Mark Straub, fumbled the ball. It came out. Brandon Harden was trying to scoop it up, and it came right back into Straub's hands. And what a show of luck there for Trenton, as Straub once again unwisely electing to try to pick up the ball on a bouncing punt, which you just do not do when you've got a man right close to you. And Cahill's provided great punt coverage all day, and Harden was trying to scoop the ball up and run with it, and it went right back into Straub's hands.
As we got a replay here. That's Straub back deep there, and the punt takes a bounce on the ground. Straub picks it up and fumbles it, and we got Harden right there trying to pick it up and just kind of pushes it right back into Straub's hands.
Man in motion to the right. Trenton is going to throw right away. Jeremy Telfor, number 95, knocks the ball down. And it's going to bring up a 2nd down and 10.
So Telfor gets in the way of that pass, and a nice play. Didn't really get very good penetration, and maybe he's dropped back into coverage, and they try to throw a quick little slant pattern, and Telfor gets up and bats it down.
We've got a split out to the right, 1 split left, and an I formation for Kettler. Man going in motion to the right. Kettler hands it off. It's like number 31, Kevin Clark. And See where they spot it. Looked like he got the first down.
He was right at the first down marker when he got brought down.
Chain gang nearly got mauled.
Looked like he picked it up on forward progress, though. Wait for the official.
Well, the down marker says third down, and that's what. No, they're going to give him a first down. Took a while for the official to call it, but they moved the chains.
So Trenton picks up a first down on a run there, something we haven't seen too often here from Trenton in this game.
Kettler was running a little bit of option, and they haven't gone to it ever since the fumble. They've got twins to the left, one man split right, and a single back. Kettler is going to give it to Clark. Harden hit him behind the line of scrimmage and took him down with a single leg takedown. And Trenton will move backwards about 3 yards, where it'll be second down.
So it looked like they tried to go back to that same play, and this time Harden was right there to make a nice play and put Trenton back in a second and about 13. Got a replay here right at the end of the play there. Harden picks him up and just slams him right down on his back.
Twins to the right. Kettler with that I formation. Gives it to Clark again. And he will be brought back. Forward progress may have gotten him to the original line of scrimmage. So it looks like it'll be a third down and about 10 yards to go here for the Trojans.
So Hazlitt coming up with 2 stops here, and Trenton trying to establish a run a little bit more here in the second half. And we'll look for a pass here in a 3rd and 10 situation, and kind of passing attack that Trenton's got. Probably expect it.
I have to think they are going to be going to number 3, Mark Straub. He's been the go-to receiver. Kettler fakes it to Clark. Going deep, man wide open. Cahill intercepts it inside the 10-yard line. Incredibly poorly thrown ball. So he had a man wide open on the left-hand side, elected to go inside, and Hazlitt, with the interception, will be backed up. But it's got the ball back here with 8 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter.
So Cahill gets his second pick of the game, and very athletic catch there by Nathan as he made a nice grab. It was just about hit the ground, reached down and got it, and Hazlitt's got the ball back.
Hazlitt offense has been doing its job so far in the game, but the sack on that last possession made it impossible for them to pick up the first down. Now Shively's going to give it to Barnhart on the left-hand side sweep. Barnhart trying to cut it back, and he does. Escapes tacklers. Barnhart is gone. The 30, the 40, 50, 40, 30, trying to cut back, actually, and he does. He spins off a man. 15, 10, 5. Oh, no, he's brought down at the 2-yard line by number 12, Nate Whaley. And I thought Barnhart was gone. If it wasn't for number 3, Mark Straub, he would have been. Straub ran with him almost stride for stride towards the end of the play, and Barnhart was finally brought down, but this is going to set up a 1st and goal for Hazlitt.
So what a run there by Logan, as it looked like Trenton had it pretty well covered. Logan made a nice cutback, broke a couple tackles, and then brought Hazlitt down to the Trenton 2-yard line here.
Boy, what a play there by Logan, as it looked like there wasn't any room on the sweep, and he cut it back very nicely. Giving it to Shepard. Wrapped up, moves forward for about a yard.
The ball carrier down, takes the ball down to about the 1-yard line.
Here's another look at it. He's got a couple blockers out front. Shepard is one of them. And he just moves out of the way, cuts it back, and then he's got Straub. Straub is the man, as you can see, the feet on the top of your screen. And he tries to cut back. He spins off of him, and then Whaley just gets the shoestring tackle there to deny him of a touchdown. The Vikings have got a 2nd down and goal from about the 2-yard line. Shively gives it to Ehrig. Cutting it back, and he fumbled. The Vikings hop back on the ball. It looked like it was caused by the ground, and that's what the officials are going to say. So the Vikings just shy of the goal line.
The fumble was caused as Ehrig tried to reach out for the end zone there and came down. The ball just kind of landed on the ground. A good call by the officials there.
Third down and goal for the Vikes. Shively. He's going to run it. Keeps it to the corner. Touchdown. So the Vikings will go up 26-14. Over the Trenton Trojans. And you got to go for 2 in this situation here, Jeff, to try to make it an even 14-point lead.
So Shively keeps the ball off the right side there and found the corner of the end zone for his second touchdown of the game, and playing a great game so far, and the offensive line's really helping out these backs by opening up nice holes, giving them clear pass to the end zone here.
Vikings line up for the 2-point try. Shively rolls to his right. He's going to throw, looking in the end zone, and he's got Saltzgaber. 2-point conversion is good. Vikings 28 and the Trojans 14.
Nice pass there by Shively. He threaded it right in there, and Saltzgaber made a nice catch in the back of the end zone there to pick up the 2-point conversion. Here's a replay on Shively's touchdown as he gets to the corner of the end zone and puts one in for the Vikings.
So the Barnhart long run sets up another Viking touchdown. And Hazlitt up by 2 touchdowns right now. This is a very important possession for Trenton here, Jeff. They're really going to have to try to come back into this game. And to do so, you think that Kettler is just going to go right back to the air game.
We saw last drive, Trenton tried to run the ball, but it just didn't work, and Hazlitt stopped the run very, very well, and Trenton's going to have to go back to the air to try to get in the back into this one.
One of the things I've noticed here today, Jeff, is that Trenton crowd is almost non-existent. They're there, but they're not making much noise, and the kick is going to go off to the right-hand side again, and it's finally scooped up by number 86, Steve Petraus, but he is buried at his own. Looks like they're going to spot it at about the 19 on forward progress. But Petraus just could not pick up the ball as it squeezed by Nick Marth. And it's going to be 1st down and 10 for Trenton.
Cahill with a great special teams game so far. I mean, he's had awesome punt coverage, and we got a replay here as you watch number 86 picks it up there, and then Cahill's right there to make a nice hit, and he's been playing great on special teams today.
Been flying around all over the place today, playing very, very hard. So here we go. Handoff. And Mark Trotter just buries him.
It doesn't look like Trenton's going to go anywhere on the run today, and they're going to have to go to the air to try to move the ball here.
Yeah, they tried to run it there with Brandon Redley, and things just did not work out. Picked up about a yard. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 9 for the Trojans.
So Hazlitt definitely with the momentum in this situation comes out in the second half and scores first.
I formation backfield. 2 wide receivers. Kettler's going to throw. Jeff Smith in his face gets it over the middle. Pass was broken up and it falls incomplete.
Looks like Ryan Walker came in to break it up there, tipped it up in the air, gave him a chance to pick one off there, and Hazlitt's defense is starting to play better in the second half. It looks like they've made adjustments here.
So a 3rd down and 9 yards to go for Trenton. Clock stops at 5 minutes, 14 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. Hazlitt's on top by 2 touchdowns right now. And the crowd is chanting something. And Kettler dropping back to throw under pressure, gets it off. Cahill intercepts it again, his 3rd of the game. And number 7, Mike Fisher, just cannot bring him down. He holds on for dear life, and Cahill is brought down at the Trenton 39. So look out, Trojans, here come the Vikings.
So Nathan Cahill with another pick, and he is just playing a great game so far. He's been awesome on the special teams coverage, and he's had 3 interceptions, and you can't ask much more out of your quarter there, Evan. We got a replay as Kettler's under pressure. Nathan just gets up and picks another one off, and then he just refuses to go down and pick up yards, but covers the ball up so he doesn't fumble. Very smart running there by Nathan after the interception.
First down and 10, Hazlitt. Shively gives it to Shepard, and Trenton was in the backfield. He may have fumbled. They've got the ball. Officials trying to confer on what's going on. Could be a turnover. And they're going to give it to Trenton. Shepard fumbling on the play. That's the second fumble for the Vikings today.
So it looks like Shepard and Shively possibly exchanged a little bad on that one. I don't know. And
Coach Otluski is yelling at Shively right now, not Shepard. So something must have happened on that exchange.
So Hazlitt turns the ball right back over after Nathan's third interception, and Trenton's got life again.
So with one split left and a wing to the right, Kettler checks his I formation before sending Fisher in motion. Kettler gives it to the tailback, and the Vikings with great penetration are going to wrap him up behind the line of scrimmage. The delayed draw did not work there, and Kettler's upset about something.
There's just no room to run for Trenton. That has a defensive line is just overpowering that offensive line of Trenton right now, and the offensive line can't open up any holes.
So Trenton sends a man out to the left-hand side. They've got another wing to the right. And they're going to give it to the, no, it fakes it to the tailback. Wayne Butler's in his face. Vikings bring him down at his own 30-yard line. A big sack there for Hazlitt. And this is going to be a long third down for the Trojans.
So Wayne Butler comes off of that left defensive end position and gets right in Kettler's face there, and you got a replay as you see Butler come from the left side and just gets a hand on him, and then the rest of the Vikings come and help bring him down. And
as you can see earlier, Kettler yelling at his teammates, visibly upset about all the penetration from the Viking defensive line. Sending a man in motion again. It's third down and 21. Stocker's in his face now. Kettler throws the screen, and he's wrapped up and brought down. We got a flag on the play. As Trotter brought the man down, it'll be interesting to see what they call here. Could be holding, maybe face mask. We'll see what the referees are calling here. Couldn't see who caught the ball. Possibly could have been an illegal receiver downfield.
Offensive line getting a little jumpy there on the screen, and possibly getting down past the line of scrimmage a little bit too early.
Actually, Jeff, did you see who ended up catching that ball?
No, Trotter was there too early, and I didn't get a number.
It looked to me like maybe one of the linemen himself actually caught that ball, and that is an illegal play. So let's see what the officials are talking. It looked like maybe number 79, Mike Galzik, caught the ball for Trenton, and I haven't seen an offensive lineman catch a ball in a long time, Jeff.
Been a while, and usually when offensive line catches the ball, it's not a good situation for the offense.
That is the call. It's going to bring him back, and so pass was illegal, and now we've got a timeout for the Trenton Trojans. They're going to talk something over here as they've got a third down, and actually the Vikings declining the penalty and bringing up fourth down. And Trenton's got a fourth down, about 25 yards to go. They're on the Vikings 26. There's just no way that they should go for it here, Jeff. I'm not sure exactly what the timeout's for. Maybe it's just to calm them down. But I don't think that a fake punt or even going for it, anything of that nature would be smart right now. And bringing on the punt team.
I think that what happened there, Evan, is that they accepted the penalty, but because of it's an illegal receiver, it's a loss of down that goes along with, and
here's a look at the pep rally we had last night for the community. And look at Mike, Coach Trotter there, as along with looks like Mr. Davich possibly, as they were getting the team fired up at the Hazlitt High School gym last night. And punting situation here. Williams back deep to receive. And the snap is dropped, picked up, gets it off, and it's going to drop at about the 50. Takes a Hazlitt bounce. And the Vikings need to get away from that ball. But Trenton will finally down it. They downed it at the 45, but I don't think that's where they're going to spot it.
It's going to be about the 49-yard line here for Hazlitt. So Hazlitt's going to get really, really good field position as their offense has been moving the ball very, very nicely throughout this game. Trenton's been able to stop them a few times, but only when Hazlitt's made mistakes. So if Hazlitt can stay mistake-free in this drive, should expect them to see them move the ball right down the field again. And Trenton's going to have to stop them to stay in this game, Evan.
Shively with the wing T formation. Hands it to Barnhart. Barnhart cutting back up the middle. Picks up about 3 or 4 yards.
Carries the ball. Brought down by Greg Parent after a 4-yard pickup.
The Vikings with a second down.
Bringing up a 2nd and 6. Ball spotted on the...
So Hazlitt definitely in control of this game right now, and if they put another touchdown in, they're looking pretty good to move on to go and play in that championship game.
Shively keeps it to the left-hand side. He's got some room, but it'll be brought down from behind as 4 Trenton players were in to make the stop.
Down by Lazat.
And it's going to be a 3rd and about 3 yards to go for the Vikings.
So big 3rd down here for both teams.
You got to think they may go back to Shepard here. No, they're going to give it to Eric, right-hand side. First down. Brought down about the 38-yard line was where they'll mark it with the forward progress.
And we haven't called Eric's number a lot today, Evan, and that's probably because Hazlitt's been scoring very, very quickly and very minimal plays, and they really haven't had the ball all that much. They're just scoring quickly.
Eric, the only junior amongst the backfield trio, Shepard and Barnhart, both seniors. Shively, the quarterback, however, is a junior, and has showed a lot of maturity this year. He's going to give it to Barnhart. Barnhart cuts back. Finally brought down from behind there by number 57, Greg Parent.
So Logan tried to bounce it outside there again, and Greg Parent made a nice tackle there, as Logan had a lot more running room if he gets by Parent and around to that sideline.
Second down for the Vikings. Shively. He's going to give it to Eric. Eric again off that right-hand side, trying to cut back. Not much room, and it'll bring up a 3rd and short. So with the Vikings running the ball as much as they are, the clock has really been rolling, and it's down to about 45 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter.
So that Hazlitt offensive line is really opening up nice holes here, and just nice time-consuming drive here by Hazlitt so far.
Big 3rd down. Here they come. They're going to come with Eric on the actually Barnhart on the left-hand side, brought down shy of the 1st down. And clock will roll, and it will be the end of the 3rd quarter. Vikings just going to let the clock go down. So after 3 quarters of play from the state semifinal at Jackson High, the Hazlitt High School Vikings lead it 28-14.
So Hazlitt got a big 4th down coming up here, and Trenton's going to have to stop him to try to stay within reach of this game. But we all know from last week's game that anything can happen, and Hazlitt can't be timid here with the ball, and they got to just try to run right through and get this 1st down here, and expect them to go for it in this situation, Evan.
course, a 2-touchdown lead is not insurmountable with a quarter left to play, but a 3-touchdown lead definitely makes things a lot more difficult. But as we found out last week, Jeff, that anything is possible in a high school playoff game.
So Haslett talking to Coach Hotluski down there on the sideline, and
you can rest assured that Stephen Kettler for Trenton is pretty rattled right now. He continually is getting hit. He's thrown 3 interceptions today, and that Trenton offense is really beginning to stall out. They haven't put any points on the board here in the second half. And if they want to have any hope of coming back into this game, they're going to need to get things going. Shively with the wing T backfield. Is going to throw. He's got wide open Shepard. Ball is thrown low, but Steve still pulls it in at the 15-yard line. A great catch there by Shepard on a poorly thrown ball by Shively.
And Shepard scores if Shively puts that ball where he usually puts it, but Nick just wanted to make sure that Steve was going to make the catch, and they picked up the first down, and they did a nice job there, and Shepard was wide open.
Gutsy call there by Otluski. He's been going to the air more in big situations, actually. Shively's going to give this one to Barnhart, and he'll just be taken back for a loss. Hit right as he got to the line of scrimmage, and may have actually hurt his hand there, as you can see him grasping his forearm. Lost about a yard on the play. Bring up 2nd down and 11. So actually, no, they're going to mark from the progress that Barnhart picked up a yard. So Shively now is going to run, and he is going to be met right away by number 3, Mark Straub, and then driven out of bounds.
So Shively's going to lose yards in that play, Evan, and Trenton's defense get a little bit tougher down here in the red zone, and it's going to be about 3rd and 14, 15 yards here for Haslett.
Not only did he lose yards, but he also went out of bounds, which stops the clock. And that's one of the things Haslett's going to try to focus on here in the 4th quarter, is to get that clock to start rolling. And Trenton's offense is not going to consume that much time because they primarily a pass-based offense. And there's another fumble. Can't see who got it. Looked like Haslett recovered it.
Like Shively fouling the ball there.
Yeah, Shively jumped back on that one, and that's been a big problem for Haslett. They have fumbled the ball 3 times now and gotten it back twice. Excuse me, gotten it back only once. So timeout is called by Haslett as they're facing a 4th down and about 18 yards to go.
So you got to think if Hazlett's going to go for it, they're probably going to go to the air. And with this deep into Trenton territory, you got to think Hazlett's going to either go for it or try a field goal here. Be a very, very long field goal for J.J. Danhoff.
Looks like Danhoff's out on the field. Looks like they will attempt a field goal here in this situation.
Got Logan sitting down there over on the bench. And with 10:47 left in this game, Trenton's defense comes up with a stop that they needed to come up with to keep their team in it. And this is going to be a 41-yard field goal attempt here, Evan. They spot the ball on the 31-yard line.
It's a big kick here for Danhoff. It's a little bit off. It's off to his right. He's going to have to hook it back to the left. Schultzgaber puts it down, and it's blocked. Trenton recovers it at the 31 as a man blocked it coming in off the left-hand side.
So Trenton comes up with a stop and then gets a block on the field goal and keeps their team within 2 possessions of tying it up here. Haslett's defense comes back onto the field, leading 28-14 with 10 minutes and 41 seconds left in this game.
We've got a split to the right, 1 to the left, and a single back for Kettler. He's just going to drop back, looking to go deep. He does. Cahill is there again, but this time the ball is caught by number 7, Mike Fisher. And it'll be completed at about the 35-yard line of Hazlitt. We're going to go down to our field correspondent, Allison Hewitt now. Allison, what have you got for us?
With us here, Mr. Jack Bamford, father of senior football player Jason Bamford, who is also an assistant football coach at East Lansing High School for 18 years. Mr. Bamford, can you tell us a little something about how you've watched this team develop over the years as they've played?
Well, last year was really the first time that this group of kids, seniors, had played together, because every year they've had some of their group on the varsity. So, you know, this is nice for them because they get a chance to play together as a team, and this experience is just unbelievable.
Now, would you ever expected that a team could go this far and possibly all the way to the Silver Dome?
They've got this group of kids. At the beginning of the season, they were saying how they got along. In fact, Charlie had said that this is probably the best camp they'd had ever. The kids get along together as a group. They're real cohesive, and that means a lot right now.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bamford.
The first down play was a completed pass to number 15, Tony Biondo. He picked up about 8 yards, and then the second down play was an incompleted screen pass. And Trenton now faces a third down and 2 yards to go from the Hazlitt, looks like 27-yard line.
Looks like on that screen pass there's a little bit of miscommunication as the receiver ran a different route than Kettler threw the pass to.
Well, Kettler's offense has got some life here, and he's going to look to throw again. Left-hand side, it's complete. Number 13, Tony Biondo. And he looks hurt. No, he'll be getting up. He was laying down there for a while, but he's all right. So Trenton picks up a first down. They are by no means out of this game, Jeff. They're trailing by 2 touchdowns. There's 9 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in the game. And they've got the ball at the Hazlitt 21 with a fresh set of downs. Kettler looking to throw to his right. He's got plenty of time. Puts the ball right on the money for Mark Straub. And he's close to a first down.
Ben Murray almost got his hand on that one there, Evan. He was very, very close, but it got through and Straub made the catch, and Trotter comes up with a nice tackle, and Trenton's got the ball on the Hazlitt 10-yard line here.
Just outside the 10, so it will be first down. They can get a first down inside the Hazlitt 1. Kettler's got a pro formation backfield with twins to the right and one split left. Handing it off up the middle. Clark rambles forward inside the Hazlitt 5.
Got a replay on that last pass here as Ben Murray almost gets his hands, but Straub comes up and Trotter comes up to make the tackle.
If that route would have been to the outside, Trenton might have been able to score a touchdown.
There was a lot of room open to the outside there, as Evan just pointed out, and Trent's now got the ball on second down about 5 yards here on the Hazlitt 5-yard line.
So Trenton with 3 wide receivers and 2 backs. Goes back to throw, looking end zone. Williams, and he interfered. Good call there by the official as Williams hit the receiver right when he went up in the air, and that's got to be called.
And Alex wasn't even looking at the ball there. He was just, his head was completely turned around to the quarterback and hit the receiver well before the ball got there, and good call by the officials. So I believe in this situation the ball goes half the distance to the goal, and Trenton gets a first down, so it's going to be first down and goal from about the 2.5-yard line.
Here's another look at that. As you can see, Williams just bumps right into the receiver before the ball gets there, and pretty blatant foul there, and they'll give Trenton a first down as a result.
So first and goal from the Hazlitt 2.5-yard line for the Trenton offense.
Split left, Mark Straub. Power I. Hazlitt stacks the line. They've only got 1 man out. They're going to give it to the tailback, Marth. And Nick Marth. Close to the goal line. Shepard was the man to bring him down, and that ball is very, very close.
Ball's right on the goal line there, Evan, and Trenton doesn't have hardly any distance at all to go to get this touchdown, and Hazlitt's defense is going to try to come up with a big goal line stand here.
Power I formation again. Kettler's going to keep it. He's got a Trenton touchdown. And the Trenton crowd is on their feet. They've got something to cheer about as they are right back in this game.
A good call there by Trenton, as Kettler is a big quarterback, and quarterback sneaks work usually when you got a quarterback that is that powerful, and he just powers his way into the end zone there for Trenton.
Hamilton has made both of his extra points so far today. This is a big one. His team's down by 8. Needs to make this to give them an even 7, and they drop the snap. Hamilton will be taken down, and that is a big problem for Trenton, because if they can come back and score another touchdown, they will have to go for 2. The ball was not put down off the snap, and that could come to haunt the Trojans later in the game.
So about 7 minutes and 41 seconds left in this game here, Evan, and Hazlitt's going to get the ball back, and
Hazlitt's really got to put Trenton away with this offensive possession. They need to eat up a lot of clock time, and they need to score. The Vikings don't want Trenton hanging around for much longer. They've really got to put him away.
Hazlitt can have a nice sustained drive, eat up some clock, and pull in the end zone. It's going to make it very hard for Trenton to come back.
Now, I would not rule out an onside kick by the Trojans in this situation, Jeff. I would not be in the least bit surprised if that's what they do here.
And Hazlitt's got to be ready for that, Evan, as it could come at any time, and Trenton might want to get the ball back quickly, as you said, with the onside kick, and we'll see what happens.
Here they go. They got that odd set with one man facing backwards. And there's the kick off the right-hand side. He squibs it. It's going to go out of bounds. So Hazlitt will have it at the 35-yard line, not giving the Vikings any chance of a return there.
Hazlitt will take over.
So the Hazlitt offense comes back onto the field, and they were stopped on the last possession, and going to have to try to pick up some more yards here and move the ball on the ground, and offensive line's going to have to keep doing a good job and open up holes for these backs.
Now, if you're the Hazlitt Vikings, there is too much time on this clock. 7:41, you've got no choice but to march down the field and score if you want to try to put the Trojans away. Shively gives it to Barnhart. Sweep off the left side. Barnhart will be taken out of bounds, and that is exactly what the Vikings don't want to do. But he still picks up 2 or 3 yards on the play.
Knocked out of bounds by Lozat and Cunningham.
So Trenton stops Logan for a minimal gain here on the first play, and
looks like Dan Lazat was the man to knock him out of bounds. Shively's going to give it to Ehrig. Ehrig trying to find some room, cuts it back. Taken down after a short gain. And it's going to bring up 3rd down for Hazlitt.
so big 3rd down here, and Trenton's defense doing the job so far on this drive, and Hazlitt's offense is going to try to pick up the 1st down here and try to move the ball a little bit more than they have been able to on this possession.
You know, Jeff, if anything, playing on turf today has really helped the Vikings. They've really, Logan Barnhart especially has benefited from it on his long runs. And here he is again, uncovering at the 50-yard line. Big 1st down for Hazlitt. Logan moves it out to the 46-yard line of Trenton.
So Hazlitt goes right back to their main man, Logan Barnhart, and he picks up a 1st down with a very nice job by the offensive line and open up a nice hole off that right side there, and Logan ran right through it as we got a replay. As Logan gets the ball, keeps it covered up, and then opens up a little bit and gets out to about the 46-yard line of Trenton.
So a big 1st down there for the Vikings as Trenton was unable to come up with the stop, and more time rolls off the clock. Shively. Looks like he gave it to Peter Ehrig, and he didn't have anywhere to go.
Looks like they're going to give him a couple yards in the play. Forward progress.
Clock rolling down to about 6 minutes remaining in the game. Shively gives it to Barnhart. Barnhart tripped, maintains his balance, picks up a good 6 yards on the play there, but still well shy of a first down. Actually, from where they're going to... Boy, the officials have really been odd about their spots here today, Jeff. They've taken a long time to put the ball back down. So here we go. Shively gives it to Shepard. Shepard powers off the left-hand side. It's met by 3 or 4 Trojans. He goes backwards, and it's going to bring up 4th and short.
So Hazlitt going to have to pick up a first down here to keep the drive going on this 4th down. It'll be interesting if they punt or if they go for it. Looks like the punt team's coming onto the field as they want to obviously try to bury Trenton back in their own territory here. Stocker comes onto the field to punt the ball.
Trenton doesn't have anyone back there to receive this kick. I think they're expecting fake, or just going to go and try to block it. And they've got some pressure. Mulholland gets a good block. Stocker's punt goes out of bounds, but from where they mark it, it went out about the 15, but they're going to mark it up close, maybe near the 20-yard line.
About the 19-yard line there, Evan, and not the greatest punt there when
Stocker may have wanted to lay it a little more inside of territory. He ran out of real estate there, but good job not to kick it into the end zone, but need to get it a little deeper.
So Trenton's offense with 4 minutes and 30 seconds comes back on the field trailing 28-20, and they got to put one in the end zone here.
Vikings with some late substitutions into the secondary. Kettler goes back to throw, throws a bad pass, and it looks like Mark Straub had ran a route that was different to what was in Kettler's head, and the miscommunication will cause an incomplete pass and bring up 2nd down and 10.
So that's the second miscommunication we've seen in the second half with quarterback and receiver, and to keep moving the ball, they're going to have to stop doing that here.
So dropping back to throw is Kettler. Pass is too high for number 13, Tony Biondo, and it'll be 3rd down and 10 for the Trojans. Boy, they're really starting to run out of options here quickly, Jeff. Now they've put themselves in a situation where they've got to throw the ball.
Yeah, and Hazlitt's going to be ready for the pass here, I think, and been doing a good job so far on these first 2 plays as Kettler's just throwing 2 bad balls, and the receivers really haven't been too open. And Hazlitt secondary is coming up big right now.
Here comes Trenton. Dropping back to throw is Kettler. He is sacked by number 55, Brandon Harden.
And Brandon Harden's playing a great game as he's got a couple sacks, and he stopped runs for losses, and he's just having an excellent game.
And the Trenton Trojans find themselves between a rock and a hard place here. So here's another look at the sack. Harden just coming from that nose tackle spot. Just bringing him down. Trenton, if they punt here, they give the ball back to the Vikings. But if they go for it and don't get it, they give the Vikings the ball at their 15. So they're going to elect a kick here.
I think that's a smart choice in this situation.
Definitely. It looks like Redley is going to kick. And Williams is back to receive the punt. It's a high punt, not very far. Williams signals for fair catch. It takes it at about the 36, maybe the 37-yard line. Excellent field position for the Vikings to try to put this game away.
And it looked like Williams had a little bit of running room, maybe a little early on the fair catch call there.
Yeah, definitely was being very conservative there. Williams could have returned that ball, and maybe quite nicely, but chose to be safe and just catch it. Here's a look at the Viking players trying to rally up the crowd. First down and 10. Shively gives it to Barnhart. He's hit in the backfield, tries to spin off, but will be brought down by number 80, Mike Zach. Clock rolls inside. About 3 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in the game.
And we got a timeout, and Trenton calls a timeout here. And a second and about 12 here for the Hazza coming up. And a 28-20 lead here for the Vikings, and they're trying to put away the Trojans within our touchdown here.
So, the Vikings with a big possession here. And the game really hangs in the balance of what the Vikings can do here right now, Jeff. The crowd's coming out today, and probably the biggest game in Hazlet High School history. Because if they can hang on here, they will play next weekend. Thanksgiving weekend at the Pontiac Silverdome, 8 o'clock on Saturday, against the winner of Menominee, a team from the UP, and Grand Rapids Catholic Central. Vikings will play the winner of that game if they can hang on here. There's still plenty of game left to play. Shepard lines up at fullback again, and they're going to give it to Barnhart on the left-hand side. And he is going to be brought down after a very short gain.
Maybe picked up a yard there on the play.
Timeout by Trenton to stop the clock here. If they can get the ball back, they'll have a lot of time to work with.
So Hazlett's offense has put themselves in a situation here that they'd rather not be in, with a 3rd and 12, and trying to pick up a first down. And
you think that even though the Vikings need that first down, they probably won't go to the air in this situation. Just keep it on the ground and force Trenton maybe to burn the last of their timeouts.
Yeah, I think.
Actually, no. Sorry, Jeff. Trenton did just burn their last timeout. They used one earlier in the half. So the Vikings might just keep it on the ground to keep the clock rolling.
I think they're gonna see Hazard keep it on the ground here, and we gotta picture that Jackson water tower there through the trees.
Yes, the director here at TV25 is a Jackson native, and he was very helpful this week in giving fans and parents directions on how to get to the game and avoid all the traffic lights. Mr. Brian Town. We owe a lot to him here at TV25. The program has really benefited from him being in charge, and we've got a flag down on the play.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
And unsportsmanlike conduct against the Vikings, possibly language, maybe something else. And Otluski is trying to talk to his players right now, or the official, and he is visibly very upset. And they're going to take Hazlitt back 15 yards. And that's just going to really kill this drive, Jeff. Any hope of getting a first down there is pretty much lost.
And I wonder what happened there for Hazlitt to pick up that unsportsmanlike conduct call.
I'm not sure. It didn't look like anything happened, and then all of a sudden there was some yellow laundry on the field. And Hazlitt's backed up, back in their own territory on their 46-yard line now. 3rd down and 27 yards to go. Shively makes a man miss, and then will be brought down for a 2-yard loss. We got a flag on the play. Face mask.
There was a flag on the play.
Let's see. No official sign yet. Yes, they're going to give it face mask against Trenton. The clock is stopped at 2 minutes and 59 seconds remaining.
So Trenton with a big mistake there, as they were going to get the ball back. Shabby didn't pick up any yards on the run, but face mask is going to give Hazard another opportunity here.
And they're going to march off 15 yards. So Trenton giving Hazlitt right back that possession. And here's Shibley. As you can see, he's going to stop, make a man miss, and then his number 12 there grabs his face mask, and pretty good, too. Nate Whaley.
Very obvious face mask there, and a good call by the officials.
So 3rd down and 14 for Hazlitt.
Clock running now, under 3 minutes here.
Hazlitt breaks the huddle. Barnhart cutting it back. Not enough room, and it'll bring up 4th down. Remember, Trenton can't stop the clock, so Hazlitt will probably just let it roll, maybe even take a 5-yard penalty here before they punt.
And I gotta expect Trenton's gonna be coming after this one pretty hard, trying to block it.
The man back to receive the punt is Mark Straub. Mark Stocker for Hazlitt is going to be punting. Clock winding down to about 2 minutes to go. And there's the snap. It's a good one. Stocker kicks it off. It's a high punt and will go into the end zone as it bounced at about the 2-yard line. So Trenton, with 1:54 to go, will have the ball at their own 20-yard line. They've got no timeouts, and the game is on the shoulders of the big, let's see, quarterback Kettler, big number 11, Steve Kettler. That's who this game rests on right now, Jeff. He really is the power behind this offense, but if he throws those balls on target, they're going to be able to move it. But they cannot run the ball in this situation. So Kettler really is going to have to carry his team here. Trenton wants to win this game. The problem is that even if they do get down and score, they need a 2-point conversion. But here they come. Kettler sets up, throws to number 15. Redley still moving, gets out to about the 39-yard line. And a big first play there for the Trojans. 1:45 remaining in the game. Barnhart was the man who made the stop. Late substitution for the Vikings. And Kettler's going to drop back to throw again. Right sideline. It's caught by, I think, Straub. Nope. Can't see who it was on the far sideline. Looks like actually it was Fisher. So it'll bring up a 2nd and short. Clock stops at 1:38.
So Trenton quickly moves the ball about 23 yards here, and they're looking in good situation here, and Hazlitt's defense is going to have to come up with a stop here, and Hazlitt gets the ball back, the game's over.
The biggest problem that Trenton has at this point, Jeff, is they don't have any timeouts left. They've got 3 wide receivers to the left. Blitz is coming. Pass is tipped. Nearly intercepted by Ben Murray. It went right through his hands.
And if Murray comes up with that interception, the game's over, and he could have scared for a touchdown there, but he bats it down, and we got a 3rd down and about 6 or 7 yards here for Trenton, and really he's got 2 downs to pick up the 1st down here for Trenton.
To the Viking defense. Got a big play here. Kettler with a man in motion to the left. It's going to take a straight drop. Throws it to number 42, Alec Lesko, and he will be taken down about a yard or 2 shy of the 1st down. And if Trenton had a timeout, they'd use it here, but they don't. Getting the call in. This is the game right here, Jeff. If they don't get the 1st down, the game is over. They finally get things set up. They're running in an I formation. Here they are. They're going to run it. He's got the 1st down. That was not what I expected there, Jeff. Trenton, who's been throwing the ball just repetitively all day, going on the ground there at 4th and short.
Smart call there, though, as he easily picked up the 1st down. Hasn't expecting pass all the way.
Big number 11 settles in under center and drops back to throw. Looking deep. Incomplete. Out of bounds. 50 seconds now on the clock.
And we got a flag down on the field there in the backfield.
Could be holding. No, it's going against the Vikings. And it's a personal foul, a roughing the passer call. And Jeff, Hazlitt is just continuing to shoot themselves in the foot with these penalties. And the hole is growing considerably larger. as this is going to march 15 yards into Hazlitt territory.
And it stops the clock.
With 50 seconds remaining in the game, you're only up by 1 touchdown. You cannot afford to do that, Jeff.
It's a very, very big mistake by Hazlitt there, and you can't make those mistakes if you want to win games like this.
So Trenton with the ball at the Hazlitt 33. They got a split left, a split right, pro formation backfield. Here's Kettler looking to throw under pressure. Gets the ball away, throws it out of bounds, and he was buried, and looks like 95 Telfor was there. And there will be no intentional grounding on that play, even though the ball was really not in the vicinity of anyone.
Smart play by Kettler, though, just to get rid of it, and you can't take a sack in this situation, and he's a smart player, and he knows that.
Those 2 turnovers, and those 3 turnovers in the first half, really coming back to haunt Trenton right now. Kettler fakes the pitch, throws a wide receiver screen to Fisher. Fisher's got room. He gets out of bounds.
Kettler's pass complete to Mike Fisher.
And Fisher was the man who caught the ball, and he is very close to a first down, but not quite there. It's going to bring up a 3rd and short. 37 seconds left on the clock.
This 3rd and 1, a short 1, at the 23.
So 3rd and short 1 here for Trenton. Looking to pick up a first down, and they got to get in the end zone.
They got 2 splits to the right and an I formation in that backfield. Kettler. He's going to keep it. He's got the first down.
Kettler, the ball carrier.
Inside the Hazlitt 20. Trenton refusing to go away. They need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to send this one to overtime. 34 ticks left. They got a fresh set of downs. Clock rolling. Kettler looking to his right. He's got a man complete to Fisher. And they're going to stop the clock as he's got another first down.
Down to the 9-yard line.
The Hazlitt 9. Actually, they're going to call official timeout for measurement here, Jeff, as we have another nail-biter here for the Vikings.
They gave him the first down on that one, and it's going to be 1st and goal here with 23.8 seconds left.
So we're either 23.8 seconds away from a Viking trip to the Silverdome or from overtime. Kettler running out of time, looking for his main man, throws over the middle. Oh, nearly complete as it was tipped by the front man, Straub, and back in the back of the end zone was Mike Fisher, and he nearly came up with that ball.
3 Hazlitt defenders around on that. We got a replay as Kettler drops back and throws and gets tipped up, and Straub almost comes up with a tip in the end zone there.
Vikings up by 8 points here with 14.2 seconds left. They send 2 wide receivers out to the left. Kettler drops back to throw. Looking, throwing it deep. Wide open in the end zone. It's a touchdown. Brandon Redley. And the Vikings have allowed Trenton to get back in this game, and now they've got to make their 2-point conversion. If they don't, the game is over.
So this 2-point conversion plays the whole game now, Evan, and this is where that missed extra point on the last Trenton touchdown is really could hurt them.
We always talk about special teams, Jeff, and that missed extra point really giving them problems here. But here is the game. We've got a power I formation. Kettler dropping back, fakes the run, looking to throw. No one's open. Kettler throws, end zone, batted down. The Hazlitt Vikings win. There's still 8 seconds on the clock. But Trenton's going to have to kick, and the Vikings are going to the Pontiac Silverdome.
Well, there's definitely going to be an onside kick on this upcoming kick, and Hazlitt's going to have the hands team ready, and if they can recover it, this one's over.
There's only 8 seconds remaining on the clock, and the Viking defense, despite giving up that last touchdown, holds on the final play. They had some great coverage in the end zone, and Kettler nearly went down. But the crowd going wild here as the Vikings are headed to the Pontiac Silverdome.
Hazlitt's got to come up with this onside kick here first, Evan, and the hands team is on the field, and no mystery here what's coming, the onside kick.
So barring a major miracle, the Vikings will move on. The Trenton Trojans undefeated coming into this game. Playing very hard, fell behind early due to turnovers, came back into this game. The Vikings left the door open, not being able to score late in the game, and Trenton marched down the field on the shoulders of Kettler, throwing passes to Straub and Fisher. So here we go. Kick is going to be by 20, Brad Carroll. And they tried to disguise the onside kick, but Hazlitt knew it was coming here. And here's Carroll. No, they're going to kick it from the other man. Bounces off Cahill. Trenton may have got it. No, the Vikings have it. 4.8 seconds on the clock.
This one's as good as over now, Evan, and Hazlitt's going to move on to the Pontiac Silverdome next week and play in the state championship game.
What a game. Vikings undoubtedly will take a knee here, leading 28-26. Trenton had a chance to force overtime, couldn't get things going on the two-point conversion.
This is going to be the last play of the game here, Evan. Hazlitt's going to move on.
Shively takes a knee. That's it. And the Hazlitt Vikings are going to the Dome. Unbelievable. The Vikings, 12-0 now. They've beaten everyone. Their first big obstacle was DeWitt. They rolled past them. Their next big obstacle was Portland. They beat them. Then they had the Fowlerville Gladiators. They rolled all over them. And the Vikings have just come a long, long ways from years past. They won their first playoff game against Middleville last week, looking to be what Hazlitt was facing what looked to be. They were going to be knocked out by Romulus. They were down by over 20 points, and it looked hopeless, but they came back to win. Then here in the state semifinal, playing against Trenton, the Vikings overcame a tough passing attack from Stephen Kettler and company to hang on to a 2-point victory, and it all came down to special teams and coaching. Vikings have got great performances tonight out of Nick Shively, Steve Shepard, Logan Barnhart, Nathan Cahill with 3 interceptions. Jimmy Mulholland's come up big. And number 55, Brandon Harden's been all over the field making big hits. And it's very special here for the Vikings as they come over to sing the fight song to their fans. Unfortunately, the rights to the game being played next week are held by Fox Sports Detroit, and we here at TV25 will not be able to bring you the coverage of that game. It's been a great pleasure all year bringing you the home games for the Vikings. Jeff and I sure have enjoyed it up here in the booth. And we'd like to thank our camera crew down there, including Greg Babcock, Ashley Babcock, Lainey Lauerman, Kelsey Barnes has helped out a lot, Jessica Slider, Curtis Reed, Derek Spangler, and this entire crew here under the direction of Brian Town, the TV25 cable coordinator here at Hazlitt. And it's been a very special year. It's been great to bring you all these games, but unfortunately we won't be able to bring you next week's game. There's a look at your Hazlitt Vikings.
Moving on to the Silverdome here, and wow.
What a game they played. And there's the fight song. Singing that old fight song. And things have looked good from the beginning of the year. Coach Charlie Atwiski said that there had never been a better Camp Graylick. And this team has gelled very well. and they are on their way to play for a state championship next weekend at the Pontiac Silverdome. We'd like to thank all of you for watching here at TV25 Sports. And in case you have any comments, questions, concerns, anything of that sort, feel free to call us at the studio or send letters, anything. And thank you very much for watching this season. For Jeff Mulder, Brian Town, the entire TV25 crew, thanks for watching. This is Evan Woodward. Have a good night.